Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday morning. Hope everyone's okay. Hope everyone's all right, looking after themselves. Apologies that I think, what is it, 2 minutes late? I'm 2 minutes late. Apologies. So there we go. But anyway, in this video, we are talking about Spurs' interest in Eberechi Eze. We're going to be talking about interest in Pablo Barrios as well, which I only found out a couple of hours ago. So hence why it's not in the thumbnail or title. We'll be talking about potential openness to moving on from Son in the summer. We're going to be doing the Ipswich preview. This is going to be a belter of a show, so I hope you're looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll get in there and we'll talk about it. Morning, 94, Steve, Spurs, Jake, Classic Rolls, Adiz, Wizard, Jared, Big D, and Bazza. How are we all? Obviously, yeah, look, transfers and a game this weekend. I'm looking forward to the game this weekend. I think, obviously, off the back of a different win, it's always going into one of those games with some vibes, you know. So, but there we go. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's start with a little bit of transfer news, to be honest, because it's a weird old world, this transfer news. So we'll start with Heung Min Son because it's the first one on my screen, and I'm lazy like that, so leave me alone. But Graham Bailey saying that Heung Min Son does not have a long-term future at Tottenham Hotspur and could leave this summer. Now, not having a long-term future at the club, I don't think is surprising to anyone. Obviously, when you think about it and you think about the fact that obviously he is in his early 30s, you know, he's a little bit older than, you know, what we're hoping for through like your Odebears, your Mikey Moores, your Yangs, you know, your Matisse Tells, even your Brennan Johnsons, you know, there's a lot of things there. He's obviously not going to fit the long-term planning, really, as you can expect. Now, is he still good enough now? Absolutely. Is he good enough next season? Absolutely. Now, if you're making Son play 3 times a week, 90 minutes each game, then yeah, he's going to fall off a little bit. But if you keep him, like I've always said, if you keep him to once a week, 90 minutes, he's still a top class player. We just need to be better at managing his minutes. That being said, he only has a 1-year deal, basically, because obviously he's got the end of this year and then he's got next season and then he's gone on a free. Will Spurs do what I feel like some of us think might be unthinkable? Some of us might be a bit confused by and move him on. I don't think so. I think they might go to a year-to-year basis, to be honest. Yeah, I think maybe a year-to-year basis. They might give him a year extension, things like that. But I don't think they will be selling him on as such. Morning, evening, Amarim's. Amarim's excuses, love that. It's true guitar investment Tottenham. Don't know what you mean. TikTok live stream record. Well, it's not me. I don't know TikTok, so it's not going to be me. Morning, Luke. How are you, my friend? So look, there's that on a little bit of Sonny flavour news. So what potentially could happen to replace Son? Obviously, yeah, like I said, you've got the guys already at the club. Are they good enough? I don't know. But are we going to replace him? Well, let's talk about the potential replacement in him, because TBR Football have about that. They understand that Eberechi Eze remains a player of huge interest to Tottenham Hotspur, and the winger is believed to be one of their top targets this summer. Spurs are going to be looking for attacking players this summer, which again is not shocking. And apparently the summer transfer plans are already starting to advance to avoid a repeat of this season's struggles. Now, again, I think with, mate, you keep commenting, it's true, Qatar investment Tottenham. It doesn't make any real logical, grammatical sense. I'm a bit confused what it is that you're actually, what are you wanting me to tell you? Is it true? Are you telling me it's true? I don't get. I would love for Son to lift a trophy with us before he parts. All it says Bilbao. Bilbao is all I'm saying, all right? That was such a vibe if we do it this season. Such a vibe. That all-time week-long pub bender that we'll all have. We will be there. I'll be ready. I'll be drinking way too much at the end of that week. But no, back to Eze. Obviously, look, we know about Eze's interest from years ago. But we also know about his release clause being £68 million, which obviously is 60 million with 8 million on add-ons. The issue with that release clause is it's 60 million basically up front, which no team does when it comes to transfers. It's not something that any team does. So I feel like they would maybe have a situation where Palace will have to, if he was wanting to leave, right? Palace would have to come to the table and work out a structure. Obviously, I don't think it was. I'm not going to say he wanted to leave last summer whatsoever, and obviously Palace didn't want to move him on. But there's a case that Eze, he's going to be 27 this summer. He's going to want to start thinking like Zaha did. Champions League football. Can I get can I get European football? I don't think he'll get it at Palace. I could be wrong. Palace could have an absolute belter end to the season, win most games, get European football, and maybe he'd stay. But I just think he's going to want that move in the summer. It may not be to us. I'm not saying he wants to come to us. I'm just saying that as a whole, he may want that move, and that move then might be, it might be Arsenal, it might be Man United. I mean, Man United, if they get European football, obviously, but it might be, he would suit Man United, by the way. Good Lord, would he suit what Man United are trying to do? Liverpool would have to move a player on for them to go and get Eze because they already got players in that position. City won't have him. I don't think City would have him. I don't. Those ones I think I probably mentioned. Morning, Sonia. How are you? It's true. Qatar bought summer fruit squash. Well, they're not. I'll put it downstairs. They're not buying mine. They're not buying mine. I refuse. Oh, that's mine. Morning, naughty paperclip. What a name. Double Palace raid. Well, yeah. Mark Guay, if you're not aware as well, from Romano saying that he is still going to be on Spurs' list in the summer. So, if you're going for both of those guys, what's going to cost about 100 mil to get both of those guys? But let's work on that. Ange has always said Ange would rather buy 2 players for 50 million than 1 player for 100 million. There he goes, 2 guys for 100 million. Because I don't think Palace aren't going to get 60 odd million for Gueye in the summer. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Eze, they might still get the 60, but that's why I think you might get 40 for Gueye. That's why I'm saying it's 100. So, but I don't think Palace would sell both to the same team. I don't know. Something about it, my vibe, I wouldn't want to sell 2 players to the same team unless they're crap. Which, by the way, I saw Leicester fans going in on Oliver Skipp, by the way. They said he was crap. So that's something. 27.5 million, that deal ended up. What a deal that is. But yeah, there's that a little bit on Eze. I mean, Eze's season this year, to give you a bit of an idea, 26 games played, 6 goals, 6 assists, 4 of which of those 12 came in the EFL Cup. In the Premier League, he averages a goal or assist every 3 games. Which, just to give you a comparison with a player in our own squad right now, James Maddison right this second in 23 games, so an extra 2 games, he has 9 goals, 4 assists. He has 13 goal contributions in those 13, which is obviously 1 every 1.7 games. So, for people that give James Maddison a lot of stick, the guy's having statistically a really good season. So, yeah, not starting to rain. You wouldn't mind a look at Wharton too. Wharton's a good player. Eze, Gueye, Brian Brobby. If it happens, best window of the history. If it's Brian Brobby, I'll protest myself. The first 2 good. The third one awful, in my opinion. Yeah, that would be a really disappointing attacker signing, to be honest. If we get Brian Brobby, we need muscle in the midfield. Get me in there. I'll have it. Oh, you think you're going to come through here? Okay, you're a little bit too quick. Can you just turn around, start again, and give me a 20-yard head start so I can at least track your run? But other than that, I'm flying straight in. Will it be a rugby tackle? Will it be a football tackle? I don't know. That's the vibes. Pablo Barrios favoured news. Vicar has saying that Tottenham are willing to spend as much as 75 million euros on Pablo Barrios this summer. Bayern Munich are also keen on a 21-year-old. That is not happening. Good player, not denying that. 75 million euros, Spurs? Come on, do me a favour. Never happening. Never happening. Okay. Absolute bonkers stuff. Absolute bonkers stuff. Like I said, good player, 75 million euros. Let's call it 65 million pounds. No, absolutely not. Anyway, but there's a bit of a charts roundup. We did it in however many minutes it is, about 11 minutes. Where goes or Brobby? Who you sign? Nobody. I'd rather have no one. Looking at now the game this weekend, the 3 p.m. kickoff away to Ipswich Town. Obviously, the return fixture, obviously, the fixture earlier on the season, which our fans bring up so many times, which I get bored about hearing, to be honest. Talking about this game then this weekend, injuries-wise with Ipswich Town. So, go through them all. Wesley Burns out with an ACL injury. Ogbene out with an Achilles tear. Christian Walton, the keeper, he's going to be out for at least another month, potentially, at least a few weeks. Axel Twanzebe, I believe he is out due to the red card that he picked up at the weekend against Villa. Connor Chaplin out with an MCL injury because he has a few setbacks on it. Samuel Smodics, I believe he should be okay. He was a judgment call for the Villa game. I think he'll be back. Morsey has a chance to play this weekend. Leif Davis, I think, will play this weekend. And Cisco, they haven't set a return date yet, but I don't think will play. So look, missing a few players, Ipswich Town, missing a few players. I like Eberechi, but won't be an easy signing. That is, that's awful, Luke. That is. Do you know what? The puns in this chat have gotten very good, but that's a dad joke for you. What is no one's stats? He doesn't get injured. He doesn't get injured. So there's that. Perisic on fire. Yeah, Perisic's goal. Tell you what, Perisic's goal yesterday, but, fair play to the lad. We lost to Ipswich at home, Andy. Did you hear about it? I did. I get told it virtually every day by miserable Spurs fans, which there's going to be someone going, hang on, I tell him every day. Is he calling me miserable? I'm not calling you all miserable. There's a few of you that don't shut up about that one game, and it drives me insane. It's like Spurs talking about Ajax away in the Champions League run. They don't shut up about it, and it drives me insane because it happened so long ago. Now, fair enough if they dropped it on the anniversary of it every year. Great, they whip it out every week, and it's so boring to see that game now. Leave it for a year, bring it back, and I'll be happy to see it again. Perisic got a better episode. Joshua, how are you, mate? Ipswich can do a double over us. They can. Wait, did we lose to Ipswich at home? I know, Jared. Shocking, isn't it? Shocking. I only found that out like recently because people keep telling me, and I'm like, what? No way. Oh, and then I looked, and then they also beat Chelsea and they drew away to Villa, but I've not heard anything about that, so I don't know what the logic is. So I'll try and work it out as time because they'll keep telling me that we lost them. I'll keep working it out. Barry from Villarreal, we had no links to him or anything. I just kicked the ball out for us. Fair enough. You are a dad, Luke. Fair enough. I'll give you that then. Annie, will you cosplay as Miku? I don't know who Miku is, mate. Right. No, that's an anime character. I've just seen who it is. No. Joe Belling on AW's radar. He's on a lot of people's radar. He was on a lot of people's radar. Dortmund obviously still keen. I think there's a few teams in the Premier League that's still sniffing around him. We have sniffed around him. I don't think we will be going forward, but I could be wrong. Morning, Jazz. How are you? Looking at Ipswich Town versus Spurs. Here's some facts for you. Ipswich Town have won their last 4 Premier League games against Tottenham. They last won 5 consecutive top 5 meetings with an opponent, which was Norwich, who is their arch rival. between 84 and 93. Tottenham have won just one of their last 6 away league games against Ipswich, drawing 2 and losing 3, picking up a 3-1 win in August 94 under Ozzy Ardiles. If Ozzy could play this weekend, that'd be great. Tottenham lost the reverse fixture against Ipswich 2-1 in November. The only promoted sides to complete the Premier League double over at Spurs are Birmingham City in the 07-08 season and Wolves in 09-10. I remember the Wolves ones. I do remember them ones a little bit too well. No side has won fewer games, being 1, or scored fewer goals, 9, at home in the Premier League this season than Ipswich Town. Since beating Chelsea in December, they've lost their last 3 at home by an aggregate score of 10-1. After a run of 1 win in 11 Premier League games, which includes 2 draws and 8 losses, that saw them concede 24 goals. Tottenham have won their last 2-0 and 1-0 against Brentford and Manchester United. They last won 3 in a row in December of 2023, while they last did so without conceding in May of 2022. There you go. Some bonkers old stats for you. There's some great stats, actually. I didn't enjoy the fact that we haven't won very much, but I actually quite enjoyed the niche stats of it all. Harry Gray looks like a baller. Yeah, we're linked with Harry Gray. We are. I'll have to ask my Leeds friend about him a bit more. That's not for me. Tottenham are confident buying sale permanent summer thoughts. Yeah, I'd say we are confident of buying him. He's fitting in well and he likes being here. He's playing, which kind of helps. Looking at stats this season. So, Ipswich Town in their 25 games have won 3, drawing 8, losing 14. They've scored less than a goal a game. So, they've scored 23 in their 25, whilst they conceded 2 goals a game. They've conceded 50 in their 25. They've got a goal difference of minus 27. Spurs, in the same amount of games of 25, won 9, drew 3, lost 13. They've scored 49 and conceded 37. And they have a goal difference of plus 12. With a win, we can't climb any further. We only go 1 point behind Brentford in that regard. But do you know what? If you were to win this weekend and you've got 26 games played, you're on 33. Not every team above you is picking up 3 points all the way into 5th. I'm going to consider 5th for now. So we're 13 points behind Bournemouth, right? We do play Bournemouth after the international break, which is, that's a big game. 1 for goal difference and 2, obviously, if we want to climb above them and everything like that. But we just beat Brentford, are above us. We've got a few of the teams that are above us coming up in the next few weeks. Man City being obviously a team in the week coming up next week. It's the day after my birthday, by the way. So I'm glad Spurs can't ruin my birthday, which is nice. They would try, but they can't this year. I like Joe, but we can keep stockpiling youngsters who cost a few bob. Well, there's that, to be fair. Know anything about Mason Melia? I haven't watched enough of Mason Melia to really give you an informed opinion, if I'm real with you. Scott, how you been, by the way, mate? Not saying sign him, just talking about him. No, it's not irrelevant. It's always a good chat. Do you feel Son should be benched or will he start again? I think Son shouldn't start this weekend. No, he should start. I'll be back to that in a minute, Joshua. Europa League draw is tomorrow. Yes, it is tomorrow. I can't remember what time it starts, but it is tomorrow. Do you think the talent Spurs have is best? I'm not even humming a thumbs up, but you're welcome. I don't actually know. Can I do a impression in Timo Werner? I can. Maybe another day, though. Not sure, Dees. Not sure, mate. But look, Villa, there's a situation where you look at the Premier League fixtures. If I bring them up, here we go. Premier League fixtures. So, tomorrow, Leicester play Brentford. That's the Friday night kickoff. I love Friday night kickoffs when we're not playing. Gives me something to do. You have Everton, Man United. That's a rival. That's a relegation 6-pointer. Bournemouth play Wolves. Ipswich, obviously us. Southampton, Brighton. Arsenal versus West Ham. Fulham versus Palace, who we're above Palace now. Mental. Didn't think that was the case, but okay, fair enough. We're above Palace on goal difference. Villa play Chelsea. So there you go. There's 2 teams right now. Villa are in 9th. Chelsea are in 6th. 1, if not both, are dropping points. Newcastle play Forest. Well, Forest are in 3rd. Newcastle being in 7th. Again, stands in your favour. You got Man City versus Liverpool. Again, stands in your favour. Midweek, Brighton play Bournemouth. Both teams above us. Palace play at home to Villa. Chelsea play Southampton. Wolves play Fulham. Brentford play Everton. We play City. United play Ipswich. Forest, Arsenal. Liverpool, Newcastle. There you go. So there's a lot of space in there where there's got a lot of teams coming up who are either playing one another or are playing pretty difficult games. That, hey, if Spurs were to win this game, and let's say they get a draw against Man City, right? We get 4 points. You'd be looking at that league table going into the national break and going, hang on a second. 3 or 4 wins in a row, you're in the mix. And genuinely, that's how I look at it. Because actually, when you think about this season, how difficult, if you're not Liverpool really, or maybe Arsenal, even Forest to a degree, how difficult has it been for teams to win 3 or 4 in a row? They might pick up a win or 2, lose the next 2, win that one, draw that one. If you win 4 in a row, those teams all above you, you'll start to be way above some of those. And I genuinely think that's why when people went to me, season's over, kick the can, worry about the cups, I always said no. No. You can't kick it away just because it doesn't look good right now. You got to work at it. Slow but surely. You can't think, how can we get back into there in the next month? Think about, you've got 13 games left of this season. Yeah, okay, we've got to make up some points and people got to drop some points. That's easy in the Premier League. Anyone could beat anyone. Hence why this weekend, Ipswich could beat us. Absolutely. They beat us away from home. We've got to be ready for them. Happy birthday, come up, Andy. Next Tuesday. That's my birthday. There you go. Eze pure balling a track in the new in all those top 6 teams who think there's something special. You arse anal. Looking forward to a 3-1 win. So you're saying that we can win the league second half of the season. We're doing a title charge. Was it 30 points? We're giving him a head start. Okay, we're giving him a head. There's another thumbs up. You're welcome. We're giving him a head start. Odebear should start, to be fair, with City's bogey team. I think Conference League football is possible still. Absolutely. European football is not off the table. If you think about the Conference League, let's say 8th is the Conference League this year. We are 9 points behind. That you can turn that over because that's what probably Conference League looking like this year. 7th is 11 points ahead of us. I still think Spurs can get Europa League football. I do. I really, really do. And I do genuinely believe that. Mbappe cut City last night. Do you know what it was? They didn't have a centre-half that's quicker than him. I'd like to see old Mbappe or in PayPal try and run at Mickey van der Ven like that. Mickey's quicker. Thank you very much. Said we could do a Chelsea this season. Build a City. Yeah. We need to run people back but aren't match fit. Yeah, this is another opportunity. Obviously, you think about last weekend, right? Had a week off. Looked better for it. We've had another week off. We're going to be better for that, right? So all looking pretty good there in that regard. You obviously have a situation where Odebear's just come back. Maddison, Jono, Destiny. Who's the other one? There's one more. Vic. Cheers, Steve. Appreciate that. I didn't even think of Vic. But the guy's a bloody legend, all right? So look, when you think about those 5, they're going to get another week of training. They've got a few minutes in their legs from football at the weekend previous. They'll be better this weekend for it. You think of how good Maddison was in the first half of the Man United game. He kind of dropped off a little bit in the second half. That, I think, is more down to fitness. He'll be better this weekend for that. He'll be on the ball. He should be on the ball a little bit more this weekend as well. Johnson, he'll be better for those minutes in his legs. Odebear. Vic, getting the rust off of him. All those guys are going to look better for it. You think of like Bentancur getting another week's rest, Sarr getting another week's rest, Bissouma getting another week's rest. Those midfielders looking better for it. Bergvall, all those guys getting another week's rest. They're going to be so much better for it. So that's going to be really important. I mean, team-wise this weekend, I think Vic's in goal. So good. I'm so happy to have Vic back, by the way. I bloody love him. I've had too many people that his distribution's no good. I think it looked pretty decent against Man United. But look, Vic's in goal. Get your teams in, by the way. Predict your own team so I can react to them as well. Spence Wood Pocket, Mbappe. There's another thumbs up. My MacBook's just so happy today. Adalberto, gonna kill. Yeah. Yes, Timo may be back this weekend. There's a chance that Timo Werner may be fit this weekend. That's going to annoy some people. Don't let it annoy you. You're fine. And if you watched my career mode that I put up yesterday, Timo Werner was absolutely flying yesterday. All right. No, Vic in goal. I think Spence and Porro will stay as fullbacks. I think Destiny's going to get half an hour this weekend. I think, yeah, Destiny to get half an hour this weekend, looking then ahead to City, where Destiny's always been pretty good with City. So I think, yeah, getting him fit for City. I can't wait for Destiny Doggy to be back. There's too many people that slander him in our own fan base. Cannot wait for Destiny Doggy to be back. There's too many people going, he's not even the best left back at the club anymore. And I'm like, give him a chance to come back and let him show you what he's all about because he's an absolute baller. Absolute baller. When fit, healthy, he is still our best left back. And I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that. And I will believe that wholeheartedly. Now, that's because I think Spence is a right back. So there you go. So I think Spence and Poirier played the fullbacks. Danso and Davies playing centre half. Those guys look pretty solid with Man United. Danso had a really, really good game. But I think those two will play centre back. I think midfield wise, here's a question. Would they go with Jono outright if Maddison and Kulu are both going to play centrally? I could see them both playing centrally with Bentancur maybe holding. For me, I'd rather not. I'd rather Bergvall stay in the midfield and Kulu out on the right and get Jono on for another half hour and get those legs keep going because he's been out a little while, Jono. So I don't want to throw him right in the deep end. But I think Bentancur, Bergvall, and Madders would be my midfield. I think Bergvall's played really well recently in the midfield, and I would be really sad having him dropped because I think he was good against Man United as well. So I'd start Bergvall. I'd play, so Bentancur, Bergvall, Madders. I'd say Son, Tel, and Kulu, again, building up a little bit of chemistry up there for Tel. Pardon me. The reason I said Sonny to start, because Sonny's had a week off, right? Sonny, 60 minutes, hook him. Hook him. He'll still be ready to rock and roll for City in the week. Because it's Wednesday we play. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days worth of rest. After 60 minutes, I think he can do it. But yeah, I think Sonny to start, hook him. You got Mikey, you got Odebear, you got people that you can bring on in that position now. So I'd say 60 minutes, hook him. Bazza, what do you reckon? Vicario, Spence, Davies, Danso, Porro. I hate that you've gone left back to right back instead of right back to left back, but I got there in the end. Bissouma, Bentancur, Bergvall, Son, Tel, Kulusevski. So we're dropping Maddison out of that team. Interesting. Steve reckons Vic, Spence, Danso, Davies, Udogie, Bissouma, Sarr, Maddison, Kulu, Tel, Son. So we're dropping Bentancur and we're dropping Porro and Bergvall. Okay. Adiz reckons he should rest Kulu. He deserves it, but Andrew will still start him. He's had a week off, mate. He's had a week off. Faz, appreciate that. Smash the likes, yeah, appreciate it. Anyone that has liked the video, absolute legend. Subbing on Udogie for Porro, Jed go right, Gray for Biss. Okay. Can you do a double thumbs up? There you go, mate. Double thumbs up. I'm a bit worried Mikey won't get much game time now. Hope not. Do you think Spence will play inverted well on the right? Yeah, well, he's a right back. He's good with the overlaps. I could absolutely see it. Yeah, absolutely. I think he'd work really well with Kulusevski because Kulu cuts in, Spence on an overlap. Yeah, I could absolutely see it. Will we ever see Gray in his natural position? Mate, it's been 1 week. He got rotated for one solitary week, and we've had a gazillion injuries in the defense. He's still young. He'll get his time. Don't worry. He'll get his time. I'm really looking forward to seeing Desi on the left and Spence on the right. Give Porro some serious rest. I agree, Mark. I agree. Absolutely agree. This sounds like a jackanery. You think we will make Europe this year? Yeah, I think we can. We've still got to play a lot of those teams above us. So, yeah, I think we can. Just need to stay fit, which if, like, as most pundits, even the most pro other team pundits agree, Spurs with a quite fit 11 and some of the ability to rotate and keep players fresh are a really good team. Just haven't had the ability to keep them fresh. Spencer Johnson will be a good partnership. I think, yeah, I mean, maybe. But Spence on the right, a doggy in, starts on, take him off early. We should be good. I think Yannick's probably onto a bit of a shout there. I would, like, for me, I would start Destiny and I would start Spence, right? And I would sub then Destiny. Maybe even at half time, I'd even sub Destiny, throw Porro on, move Spence out to left back. I don't think you need to be playing Destiny for 60 minutes. I think 45 minutes for Destiny is more than enough football. I would then say, I think Sonny for 60 minutes is good. Odebear maybe on after that. Get him half an hour. Yeah. I mean, the beauty is right now. I mean, when we had all those injuries, do you remember, if you've been watching these previews for the last sort of 3 months, when I was doing all these like previews, I'm like, so the only decision we have to make is it Bergvall or is it Sarr? The rest of the team picks itself due to injuries. It's so nice now that we can sit here and go, well, does Kinski start ahead of Vicario? Does Destiny start there? And what are we doing? What we're doing in midfield, we've got like 6 players to choose from now. And what we're doing at right wing is Kulu or Jono starting. Odebear's, it's so nice to actually sit there and go, all right, we actually have to have a discussion about who we think is starting. Right, in the poll, so I get an idea. There's another thumbs up. My MacBook is having a flyer this morning. Prediction for the game. I want you to tell me, is it a win? And I'm doing it properly this time. Last I didn't. Is it a draw or is it a loss? I want you to tell me in the poll what you think it's going to be. And if you could tell me a score line in your own comment, that'd be grand. I'd very much appreciate that. And then I'll tell you mine whilst I read a few more comments. So you see Spence overlapping rather underlapping and contributing more centrally. Well, you can do both. Porro overlaps quite a bit, to be fair. Destiny overlaps quite a bit. It was so interesting for so long that people go, we keep inverting our fullbacks. It doesn't work. It's this, that, and the other. And it's like, did you not see Destiny Adogi playing left wing for quite a lot of this game? And do you not see Pedro Porro playing right wing for a lot of that game, whipping in balls? And you can basically see them going, no, I don't see it. We mix up quite a bit. They underlap and overlap because it keeps defenses guessing. If the defense is packing in centrally, gives Porro a lot more space to get out on the wide and then whip a ball in. Because I tell you what, last weekend against Man United, the amount of times he put in an absolute worldie of a cross and nobody was there was driving me insane. It must have drove Solanke crazy. It must have drove Richarlison crazy. Looking at him going, oh my God, I'd have been there. And there was probably about 4 opportunities that they were probably looking at going, that's for me. I should be there to get that, Eze Diblin. Say Eze right now. Could change, but Eze right now. 3-1 Bazza. Right, here we go. 3-1 Bazza. 6-1 Spurs, Jake. 6-2 goaltender reckons. 5-0 Steve, as per. I don't need to tell or ask Steve, what do you reckon the scoreline's going to be? He'll just tell me. 4-0 Spurs. Hey, Ewan, how are you? 3-1 Spurs. Hopefully we can get confidence for the City game. I like it. 2-1 Spurs. That will cause us a lot of problems with his physicality. You're lagging, is it my issue? No, it's my issue. It's mine. You're all good. It's none of your issues. It's all me. I think what it was is I didn't refresh the page that has it up to set it up and go live. It was, I left it up. So I don't think I refreshed it before I started. So apologies on that. So it is me. Don't worry. You're all good. Hey, Donna, how are you? All right? 2-0 Sonia, 2-all Blissy, 2-0 Spurs. Mark says 4-1 Spurs. We have to put in a way better performance, Joshua reckons. Yannick says having Johnson, Odebear, and Madison back is a real plus. I think we get this win, maybe 2-0 Spurs. Luke reckons 3-2. Ewan thinks 3-2 as well, with Tell is scoring. Would you a big win? Cheeky 4-1 Wizards. Well, Wizards, tell that to Steve, goaltender, and Jake. Your cheeky big win isn't as big as what they reckon. What is the massive shadow behind you? It's a light. It's a lamp. ET phone home. It's ET's finger. No, it's just because it's quite dark in here. That's all. Back-to-back clean sheets. Feel it in my bones. Or is that arthritis? Jason, if you're feeling as crap as I am, it's probably the latter. But technically, we are on the back of back-to-back clean sheets. So we're looking for 3 in a row. Brentford 2-0. Man United 1-0. 4-1 Spurs, never in doubt. I mean, Faz, your name says 4-1 Spurs in it, so it'd be rude if you don't say 4-1 Spurs, really. Donna reckons a 9-6 Spurs win. I'd love to watch a 9-6. That'd be bonkers. 67-3, the Wizard reckons. I think that's more of a cricket score. With Vic back, he'll keep us in the game. Well, it's England, of course, it's dark. Of course, yeah, it's miserable out there. Absolutely miserable. Even better, I know, right? You hate it when you play from the back. I mean, we've been doing that for a year and a half. I don't think it's shocking. What do I think the scoreline is going to be? Looking at the poll, sorry. 83% think a win. Oh, I love it. Tell you what, a couple of weeks ago, that wouldn't be 83%. That'd be a lot lower. I think with the comeback of players from injuries, I think with the fact that we're getting another week off of fitness, I think is a massive point as well. 65-70 Spurs. Spurs will get the touchdown. Fair enough. What mic do I use? This one. That one. Other mics do apply. You can use other mics. I'm just saying that's the one that I use. The Yeti Nano. 4 tries to 1 Spurs. Yeah, I think the Six Nations is back this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. But look, no, think for me this weekend, I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs. I think Delap does score for them. Obviously, they don't score even 1 a game. They score just under 1 a game. I think it's 23 and 25. They concede bang on 2 a game. 50 goals conceded in 25 games. You're dealing with, when we look at Spurs, Spurs this season have only been outscored by Arsenal by 2, City by 3, and Liverpool by 11. Spurs are the top 4 in terms of goals scored this game, and that's with all the issues that we've had with fitness and injuries. I think with a much fitter squad, we'd have scored way more, and we'd probably be where Liverpool are. So I think Spurs are going to score 3. My goal scorers: Madders. I think Tell's going to bring his shooting boots this weekend. Yeah, I think Tell's going to bring his shooting boots. And I think Johnson off the bench. I think it's going to be 2-0. I think Johnson comes off the bench, gets another, and then I think they get one 75th minute, something like that. So, yeah, I think I'll go with Madders. I'll go with Tell. I'll go with Jono. If you don't know, I called Brennan Johnson Jono. So, just saying. But, yeah, Johnson, I think, off the bench, or Jono off the bench. 3. Talat gets one late on. I think, Spurs need to be up for this game for the pure reason of you lost to this team this season. They've won 3 games all year. Now, ironically, they beat Spurs and they beat Chelsea. They beat a couple of big boys. Go out there, put your foot on their throat, and don't take it off their throat. Kill the game. An early goal makes them they have to attack you a bit more. Hold up, counter, get the second, cruise, get a third. That's my attitude. I want to be going in at halftime up 1-0 at least, and then an early goal in the second half just to ice the game a little bit there and then. So that would be my prediction: 3-1 Spurs. Yeti Microphone took a big foot in the YouTube world this year, Andy. Top man. Yeah, I did. I'm doing all right. We're not far off 3,700 subscribers as well, which is pretty cool. The other mic I did used to use. I think it's in here. No, it's not. I have no idea where I put the other mic. No idea, but it came up a little bit, then it basically broke, and I couldn't be bothered to put it back together, so I just bought a new one. So here we go. Sonia reckons Sonny Johnson and Madders. For 2-0. So Johnson or Madders. Son and Tell will score. I like it, Jazz. Luke, I saw the Yeti joke. I just chose to try and bring it back to normality, mate. Don't you worry. What type of socks do I use? Oh, wouldn't you like to know? I'm waiting for someone to contact me at some point in life to go, I want you to use socks. And me going, that's just weird, mate. That's just weird. I also don't like giving up my clothes, so I'm not going to do that. I have a feeling we're going to turn up and smash them. I'm going 4-0 win. I may well be deluded. Lee, there's nothing wrong with a bit of confidence, my friend. And if it's a 4-0 win, I'll be bloody happy, mate. I'll be drinking the summer fruit squash like it's going to end all of the supply in the world. I'll drink it all. Andy, sorry, late. I've been up the ladders doing tiles in the kitchen. Have a rest now. Oh, fair play. Good on you. Bigfoot socks, terrible. With gas prices, can you afford new socks? YouTube doesn't pay me well enough just yet to be able to do all that stuff. All right. Maybe later on in life it might, but not yet. But look, I'm looking forward to the game. 3-1 is my prediction with Madders, Tell, and Jono. Look, coming out of this game with a win would be massive. Obviously, I know City in the week. I know that's going to be a really difficult game. And I know, obviously City weren't good yesterday, but, Haaland wasn't fit and they were missing a few players. It's one of those ones, building momentum, 3 wins in a row. Haven't done that in a long time. It's been over a year since we won 3 in a row. So, having 3 in a row, I think will be massive for us. Trying to build up some, in my own head, I'm trying to build up some confidence, So, which PC do I have? I'm using a MacBook, mate. Hence why the camera's on it. I'm using a MacBook. Which trimmer do I have? No idea, mate. No idea. It's over there somewhere. But look, really looking forward to the game. Buzzing. We reckon a 3-2 here. I rate it as well. Look, thank you. All extra training sessions will have helped us too. Spot on, Jake. It will have helped us too. Spot bloody on. Spurs already have 2 in a row. Make it 3. They're a bit of a low block team. Need Maddison to create something. Well, that's one thing. In Maddison and Kulu could play centrally. But I think Kulu starts out on the right. Get someone else in the mid. Get Bergwijn in the midfield. But we shall see. But anyway, appreciate it, Scott. Thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon/morning. It started in the morning, now it's the afternoon. Go enjoy the rest of your days, your afternoons, your mornings, your evenings, wherever you're in the world. Thank you all so much for joining me. And I'll speak to you all a little bit soon. Talk more about Spurs. Take care, everyone. Peace.